Hello, flower friends. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and great to be here tonight. I can't wait for us to chat about flower farming school and to take a little walk into the course. And I wanted to first say, if we've never met before, um, I have been a flower farmer since 1998. And found that my strongest and most passionate piece of all this for me is being a teacher. And I absolutely just love sharing with people the past, some of my experiences from the past, 28 years. And that's kind of what really we're all about these days, is really just sharing and empowering people to pursue their cut flower dreams, whether they're going to grow for pleasure or for profit. And tonight, I just want to, excuse me, we have brought Flower Farming School Online back out for a run until tomorrow night at midnight with a really special offer. And that's what I'm going to take you on, a little look-see inside the course. And we're going to talk about that. But before we jump in, I just want to talk a little bit about it. First, I want to say that it's just still, I see so much, and I'm so surprised, I guess because I'm on the other side now. But the people that just are so reluctant to invest in themselves, they're quick to hit the bulb button and spend a lot of money on flower resources like bulbs and roots, but not investing in their self to really build the foundation of their business that can take you anywhere, right? And excuse me. So after I take us into flower farming school and look around in there, I just want you to see all the different pieces that are available in there, because it is an incredibly comprehensive roadmap that can carry you for a long time in your business. And we'll poke around in there a little bit. And then I'm going to take us over to the page on my website that tells you about the course and just look at some of the bonuses and all the stuff that's in there, more so just to explain them to you, and to look at some student reviews and raves and just that kind of stuff. I know that when I took my first online course, if you've never taken a big online course before, like the first one that I ever took, I thought I would just take a moment to explain kind of how it works, because that just makes it so much clearer how it all works out. This is not something where you show up on a certain day and you only have a certain amount of time to actually go through it. When you purchase any of our online courses, this school included, you own it for lifetime unlimited access. That means as long as there's internet, you can log into your library where your course or courses are, and you can watch it as many times as you want. Because perhaps one of the most priceless pieces to me personally for the online courses that I own is that how, like today, let's just say you're a new farmer just starting out, you're facing new farmer stuff, probably the overwhelm of getting started. What should you grow? Who are you going to sell to? All of those things. 6 months from now or 12 months from now, after you've gone through a season, those challenges and problems totally change. You've conquered that stuff. And now you have a whole new can of worms that you need to deal with. And that's when you can come back into your course. And guess what? You'll find the answers to that too. And that's, to me, is part of the really priceless part of online courses. So it's just like you're picking up a book, you're buying a book, say, and you can pick it up and read it anytime. The very same thing is true with an online course. It's just a digital product. And you log into your online library and you can watch it as much as you want. So I think also that I should say, that we're heading in, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're heading into the down season. Flower farmers, truly, when you're in business, you don't really ever have a time that you're not doing something, or you shouldn't be doing something. But when harvest stops, that is like for me, that was the fuel of the fire of the craziness when you were actually having to cut flowers, sell flowers, and all the things that go with that. We're heading into that season where that piece is going to be missing. And this is the time for you to really get boots on the ground to up your game and become more of a professional. That is perhaps the major thing that our industry is struggling with right now is the lack of trained people, meaning they haven't gotten any kind of education. When I say education, I don't mean going to college or being a horticulturist, but you have to learn about your trade. Doing it is a big part of that, but we need people to figure out, what are you supposed to be growing? When should it be cut? What's the proper stage to harvest? All of these things. And the winter is the time where you can just really get your saturation really, really going. And so who is this course for? This course is for beginners and people that I would say are in year 2 to 5 at least. Those are a lot of times people that have already started, but they can't get it figured out. They are either overwhelmed, major league, or they still are just not being able to find their way. This course is a great way to hit the reset button for that. And I will also just mention that this revisiting of the course as your business grows and develops will really be such a big, huge piece of help for you, right? So I want to also say that if you have any questions that come up about the course or how they work or any of that kind of stuff, please post it in the comments. Jessie is here gathering up those questions, and I will address them when we get to the end here. And friends, this could be the start of your flower farming business. And I want you to know that we would love to walk with you through starting or hitting reset and actually doing it and finding your way. And so the last thing I want to say before we jump in is all of this applies to all of my books, to all of my courses, to everything that we do. This course is not specific to any region, any area, to my area. I am the person that, I say this so often. I don't give you fish. I teach you how to fish. That means I don't tell you when I'm planting stuff. I teach you how to figure out when you're supposed to plant stuff, right? So it is good. We have students all over the world. As long as you're English speaking, you can take this course. And so with that, let's just take a little jump in. And y'all remember, I'm not the high-tech person, so just bear with me here for a second. So we need to add this to the stage. And then I am going to go over. So this is when you log into your course and into your library, then this is what you'll be well, actually, if you have more than one course, your courses will all be there. You click on the course you're looking to get in. And if it's basics, this is what it actually looks like to you. So let me go over here. And so what I recommend, and I always have to jump back and make sure that you're actually seeing what I'm seeing. So if you can see right here at the top, there's a welcome start here video. That's where we recommend everybody start. It's a short little video that just gives you kind of the lay of the land. And then we also have, this course is keyword searchable. And so we also have a short video here from Lane on how to use your course syllabus, because we have the syllabus broken into so many different ways that you can find anything that's in here. And notice here, this is where the handouts are. The handouts are also on individual classes, but what I like to do is I like to just print out all the handouts for my course when I'm starting a course and put them in a 3-ring notebook so I don't have to worry about that. And so then here is our the access to, and we'll talk about this in a minute, Cool Flowers Field Growers Report. That is an amazing bonus that's in here. And here's where you would access the private Facebook community where I'm in. We actually have a team member that's fishing in there, looking for questions. This is where you have access to ask me questions anytime. If you can't find the answer in the course, you can come in here and ask. And friends, that means you have no unanswered questions about the content that's in this course, right? And so here are some resources and some downloads, but here we go. This is what I really wanted to show you. So there's 6 classes in this course. See right here, it says class 1. These are all the sessions that are in this class. And then there's also videos of frequently asked questions down here on the bottom. These are videos, and there are literally, y'all, hundreds of frequently asked questions answered in this course, and they're all keyword searchable. And then we have bonus trainings like, so the first class, I'm a big believer in eat the ugly frog first, right? And that's why the first class is about starting and sustaining a business. That is about getting legal, getting professional, and more importantly, figuring out what are you supposed to be doing in your business hours. It's like one of the most, not good thing that I heard from multiple students that had started their businesses a couple years prior and then took the course, explained to me that revolutionized their business. They were doing so much stuff that they should not have been doing, wasting time, and not getting to the things they needed to do. So all of that kind of stuff is here in the first class. And so here in the second class, we actually have, it's called Building and Managing the Working Cutting Garden, or the Working Garden. I teach you how to build a working garden, whether you have a shovel and a wheelbarrow, a walk-behind tiller, or a tractor with an implement. All the steps. So think about this. You know how I talked about a minute ago about you. Today, maybe you're the wheelbarrow shovel person like I was for the first many years. But then 2 years from now, you get a walk-behind tiller. You can come back in here and see how I built beds. And then maybe you, like me, in your 10th or 12th year, you actually get a tractor, if that's in your cards, right? It's all in here, friends. All of the different ways to make beds, and finish the beds, and just general tips. And again, here's a bunch of frequently asked questions, videos, and their keyword searchable, right? And look at all these bonus trainings in this class. Weed control, my no-till bed experiment, the no-till plantings, and then why to use support netting. Then in class 3, selling what you grow. And this is a deep dive on different types of ways to sell your flowers. And if you notice right here in the middle, it says show more. That means that there's more sessions on the next page. And then look here, we actually give you to use an image gallery. These are images of flowers of our good quality pictures that you can use on social media, on your website, whatever you need to market yourself until you get images to use of your own, right? A way to really help you get started marketing. Here's again a bunch of frequently asked questions videos. Look at all these bonus trainings. Preparing buckets for bouquet making, selling, missing markets, market displays, making a spring bouquet, social media systems, selling in a contactless world that was added back when we went into COVID, why and how to build an email list, and then Google Docs for gathering orders. Friends, I'm just telling you, everything, every question that you could have about starting a business is covered in this course. And then what to grow. We go through them all. This is a course about growing outdoors in a garden, cool season and warm season annuals. And we do everything in here. We cover all of them, plus a few other crops. And again, a bunch of frequently asked questions along with bonus training. And I mean, from tuber rows, digging tips, and a grow list. And then we have a whole class on seed starting. And what do we talk about in this class besides actually seed starting? Do I start seeds or should I buy plugs? I mean, we talk about that. You know, how to start and grow transplants indoors, soil blocking, how to plant seeds out in the garden, the seed starting calendar, and how to make a germination chamber. And again, frequently asked questions there. And look at these bonus trainings, different tips. These were all a result of what people were asking about that they didn't understand. So we added in some bonuses. And then number 6, y'all, which is the icing on the cake, harvesting and conditioning the flowers. This is our finished product, y'all. It does not matter how well you did classes 1 through 5. If you don't master number 6, you are never gonna conquer selling quality flowers, which brings back customers forever, and getting top dollar for your flowers. So we go through everything: conditioning steps, harvesting practices, everything you need to harvest like a professional flower farmer. Again, frequently asked questions, and then bonus trainings, from harvesting zinnias and hairy balls to Lysianthus and calla lilies. And then we have a wrap-up videos here on the bottom. And again, you know, this is all keyword searchable. And let's see what's on. See down here at the bottom, it says second. There's a second page. And so that includes, there's a follow-up Q&A with Dave and I. That's where you'll have PDF downloads of your certificates and badges. And, you know, it is got everything that you need, and you can go at your pace to actually do it. Now, I wanted to give you a little sneak peek inside. So see here where it says see more, we are in class 2, building the garden, and I'm looking for the irrigation. You have to hit it one more time. And so I want to give us just a little peek at the actual, literally slide on. And be careful. So that's why I'm pushing it open, and don't squeeze it too hard because you don't want it to collapse, because once it collapses, it's really hard to do. So it slid on, and then you just tighten down the fitting. And that line is now hooked up to irrigation. So if you want to water this bed, but not that bed, you know, you can turn the valves on and off. All of this stuff is totally reusable. I still am using stuff that I started with many, many years ago. So I want to talk about a little bit more beyond the bed. So I've said, so this is a header, the feeder line, and this actually runs to your water source. And so I wanted to show you. So let's just assume the head of your bed runs and your water is down there somewhere. They have every fitting you would need. You know, you would run the header to the end of your garden, use one of these 90s, and they fit together exactly like the T-tape does. Let's see if I can do it. Again, you just open the fitting up, and you're going to slide it on. And again, this pipe is not nearly as fragile as the T-tape pipe. And then you just screw it down to tighten it. So this would be over at the corner of your garden. This is this pipe. So what do you do at the end of this pipe? All right, so that kind of gives you a little taste of what's one of the videos that's in there. So let me come back over here. It's all I can do to not hit the wrong button and just totally take y'all all out of here, right? So that's kind of what, when you go into your course, how you move around. And I tell you something else that's really nice about this is that over here, you can see the classes to the right, or the sessions. It keeps track of the ones you've watched. So when you come back in, you can go right back to that one. And so there's just a lot of great information. You do not have to digest it all at one time. So let's take that down for a moment and bring me up. So the course, I highly recommend, especially this time of the year. So we're in November, right? And we're heading into that season where we're already in that season. We're not really doing harvesting right now. About one of the things that I highly recommend to people that are trying to start their flower farming business is to buckle down and I am so structured, y'all. I'm not really structured in my own personal life, but my business is. Meaning, I know that on Mondays and Thursdays, we cut flowers. And on Wednesdays, I do book work. You know what I mean? And then Tuesdays and Fridays were flower deliveries days. The minute that the winter would come, it would be so easy for me to slide into lazy mode. I am suggesting to you that you consider just taking the days that you would be doing no question, you should take a little vacation somewhere in there. But those vacations can stretch a really long time. And before you know it, it's Christmas. And then it's January. It's time to start seeds again. What I'm suggesting to you at a minimum is that you dedicate 4 hours a week. And I think it should be 2 4-hour days a week to doing nothing but educating yourself, whether that's watching courses, reading books, going and visiting a local farm, and learning something, going to a conference, doing those kinds of things. Now is the time to strike. We are so quick to buy $1,000 worth of tulips that we have no idea if we've bought the right ones, no idea if we're going to be able to sell them or when they're actually going to bloom. But yet we resist going to conferences, buying online courses that will build the foundation so that you can truly build your business, but most importantly, build your confidence, which leads your business, right? So now I'd like to just take you over to the page that's on our website. And let's see how I can do this here. So I have to remove this one. Stop screen sharing. Now I got to do it all over again. Share screen. And now I want this one. Okay. So let me bring it up. All right. So this is the page, and Jesse will put the link to Flower Farming School online in the comments, but over at thegardenersworkshop.com, it's at the top of every page. I mean, if you just go to any web page of ours, it's at the top of the page, because we currently have the special offer rolled back out this morning until tomorrow night. Flower Farming School online is normally $695. It is $200 off. And no question, $695 is an incredible value at regular price. We have offered it at $200 off, making it $495. Plus, there is the bonus of my mini training on succession planting, including I think it's a 5 or 6 page PDF that has a listing of all the plants and how much to start for what I'm always asked, if you were planting now, what would you plant if you were starting out? And it is my first warm season tender annual planting, like for next spring, for an 1/8 of an acre garden, which is 50 by 100. It's 3 beds worth. It has that drawing and all the detailed plant lists and how much you start and all that stuff. And a video also is coming as a bonus with this special offer. And it's just a great time to actually embark on this. You can actually, once you wrap your mind around succession planting and how simple it truly is, I included in that PDF my hand-drawn garden plan. And because it shows my blocks of beds. And I think having that in your hand to look at and really to figure it out, and to have time this winter to actually let the switch flip in your mind we overcomplicate succession planting. And this mini training, I'm hoping, or it already has for so many people, that it will really help you to gain an understanding, because truly succession planting is the secret sauce to any farming operation, no matter what you're selling. And we have to master it. And it's really much more simple than we actually think. So here is, I'm on the wrong page. So here is the page that the course is on. There's a little video there that I give a little blur about. And then right here, it tells you that it's normally $6.95. It's on sale for $4.95. And you can have one of two pay plans. You can pay all now. You can pay the full $4.95, or you can have a two-pay plan. If you're just going to pay for it, you go to enroll now. But if you want to do the two-pay, you go to the payment plan. And this is lifetime access. I'm reminding you of that, right? And also you get the bonus mini training no matter which payment you actually do, right? So here's just a little short video about becoming a flower farmer. And then here's just some general information that we really want to highlight to people about becoming a flower farmer. There's a little blurb about me. If we've never met, it just tells you a little bit about my career as a flower farmer over the past 25 years. And then here, my friends, is the syllabus. The syllabus is nothing but the outline, the table of contents of the course on paper. So see how it's got all the classes listed here? Look at this. You hit the plus mark and it brings out all the different sessions and what you're going to learn in each one for every single class, y'all. You can see everything that you're getting. That's why I so recommend that if you get the course, is to print out the syllabus and to sit down. And this has been a recommendation. Anne, who is one of our team members, who I actually met her years ago she went through flower farming school. She so recommends to everybody that you sit down, you print the syllabus out completely, and you sit down and read the entire syllabus, which, y'all, it would take 20 minutes to read it, because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's in the course, but reading the syllabus really lets you see. So when you all of a sudden tomorrow run into a little snag, it's like, oh my gosh, I saw that on the syllabus, right? There's so much value in this. And then here we're debunking some myths of flower farming. I'm too busy to take an online course. Well, the fact that you can take our courses at your own pace. But again, friends, I am urging you that during the winter, you make a plan to plow through it, and then you use it as a tool throughout the season using the keyword searching. And here's another myth. I need expensive equipment to get started. That is just not true. I didn't have a tractor or a cooler or acreage when I got started, right? You can start on a small space on a bootstrap budget. And you just, if you're worried about that part, my class is for you. You need to learn how to start with a low investment, high return cash flow as quick as possible. And how about the one is, I don't have a green thumb? Y'all do remember my story, right? I was barely a gardener when I married Steve, who came with this great family homestead, and I just dove into flower farming. And so if I can do it, you can do it, right? All right, so let's just take a minute to look at some of the bonuses that are included when you buy the course. So here is that Cool Flowers Field Growers Report. Y'all, this is an interactive database that this information is nowhere else. It's about cool flowers, and it's for things like, think about this. We don't know much information about cool season hardy annuals, about what's hardy to wear. And so growers go in here and enter like, hey, I'm in zone 6 and I actually grew XYZ and overwintered it, even though we all thought that it was zone 7, you know? And so this is only accessible through Flower Farming School, the basics. And this is, you can go in there, you can search it. There's a little video. Lane built this, and she gives you instructions on how you can search it, how you can add to it. It's an incredible tool. And then, of course, our private Facebook community, where you can ask me questions, and y'all, you can swim with other people that are just like you. They're wanting to start a professional business. And that is an incredibly supportive community. And then this is access to our gallery of flower images. And this is so big, y'all, to be able to have a presence on social media and show flowers. You don't have to say they're mine. You don't have to say they're yours. You just include pictures with your posts until you get your own pictures. And then there's over 34 different bonus trainings in this course, right? We have a frequently asked questions section. And friends, here at the bottom of the page, you can actually request a sneak peek into that irrigation session to watch more of it if you'd like to get more of a feel about it. And then down here on the bottom is where we have our student reviews. And let's see if I can make this work.
If you're an aspiring flower farmer or you're a home gardener that really wants to up your game, I cannot recommend this course enough.
The Lysianthus right here, I ended up buying those because of Lisa as plugs. Everything else though, honestly, we're all started from seed through soil blocking. She goes through step by step how to go ahead and do that. She's an incredible source of information.
What I found most helpful was really just getting all the information that I needed to feel confident to get started.
I love Lisa's online flower farming school because all the information is easy to follow and it's relevant. I especially love all of the follow-up assistance and getting to watch the videos again whenever I want.
Let me tell you what I really loved about her course. She really dove into the specifics of growing these flowers. You know, how to prepare the soil, how to start the seeds, what exactly she grew, and she also taught us how to sell them as well.
It was absolutely life-changing. So I highly recommend the course if you're thinking at all about taking your gardening to the next level, whether it be to open up a business as we did, or if you're just really interested in learning how to do things easier.
It has been invaluable to us. We really wish we'd had it the first year.
Lisa took us step by step through the process of how to be a successful farmer.
I'm coming to you from the mountains of northwest Montana. And one of the most important things that I learned in Lisa's flower farming school last year was that you absolutely do not need to have a greenhouse to be successful. So, here we are, flower farming in Zone 4B.
I learned about forming a business, the tools I needed, succession planting, and most importantly, how to sell my flowers. Flower Farming School goes in-depth on important topics that are very useful whether you're a beginner or a seasoned grower. It sure helped me. Thanks, Lisa.
All right. Got that. So there's lots of student reviews down here that you can go in and take a look at. If you, that's always helps me when I'm considering something, right? And then also, friends, it's 100% money back guarantee. If within 7 days of purchasing the course, you can reach out to us via email and say, you know what, it's not what I thought. I want my money back. No questions asked. And why do we do that? Because we know you're gonna just love this course. So you have no risk there. So friends, turn your flower farming dreams into a reality. And so let me come back over here and remove that. And excuse me. So I don't know if we have anybody has any questions. Be happy to answer those about Flower Farming School. It's an incredible roadmap, a comprehensive roadmap that you're able to stop and go as your time actually allows. And, we would just love to have you join with us. And this special offer of $200 off, making the course $495. That is such an effective, that is just such a value, y'all. For me as a business person, whenever I have to spend money, I always think, all right, what do I have to do to make that much money? I'm always thinking in my mind in flower farming terms. It's like if I thought 495 or $500, all right, that's a Saturday morning, maybe at a farmer's market, or maybe that's one 20-week subscription. Because I can promise you, you will recoup your money tenfold if you follow just parts of what's in this course. The value of not making mistakes, the money saved in doing that, it's just pretty significant. And I would just love for you to join with us. So the bottom line is that the course special offer is available until tomorrow night, which is November 5th of 2025, 12 midnight. Course is $495. There's a 1-pay and a 2-pay. We offer a 7-day money-back guarantee when you reach out via email. And you have lifetime unlimited access. You'll become a part of a private community where you have access to me to ask questions. If your question is not answered in this course, you can ask it in there, and I will answer you. And so that just means, y'all, that there's going to be no unanswered questions, right? Which is what everybody's concerned about. But this course is a major confidence builder. You feel like somebody has your back. You have somebody to go to when you face a dilemma, to get into the Facebook group and share what your challenge is or what's going on. And I can promise you, there are people in there that will jump right on it immediately and offer you assistance and help. As well as if you tag me, I will jump in there. So friends, I just think it's a great opportunity, and we didn't want anybody to miss out on this opportunity. Want everybody to have a look inside, see what it's like. And again, you have no risk in joining Flower Farming School online. So I see that we don't have any questions. And friends, thanks for spending some time with me here tonight. I hope that helps. And tomorrow is Wednesday, and I will be doing I think I am doing Ask a Flower Farmer tomorrow at 3:00 on Instagram. Please, if a question pops up that you need answered about the course, please join me over there at 3:00 Eastern time inside of Instagram for Ask a Flower Farmer, and I'll do my best. All right, my friends, until we meet again. Ciao.